First thing we're gonna do is just turn the grill on. We're gonna preheat it. We're actually gonna, let's see. So I'm gonna use all the knobs, and I'm gonna put it at like a medium, a little, like probably in between medium high. That's what I'm gonna do right now. That's gonna give the chicken a nice sear. So we're gonna go inside now while the grill is preheating. I'll close the door. Got it. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is get the chicken out. So the chicken, I've had marinating. I've had marinating for 24 hours now. I've just put barbecue sauce, garlic, and pepper. That's it. I'm gonna put some salt in it now, and then I'm just gonna toss it around. But when I cook, the first thing I like to cook is whatever takes the longest, which I said in my first thing. So today what we're gonna make is brown rice. We're gonna make some grilled zucchinis, and we're gonna make grilled barbecue. And these are gonna be my lunches for the week. So I'm gonna start with the rice. A lot of people have trouble making rice on a stovetop. So I'm gonna show you how to make some rice on a stovetop right now. And it's actually pretty easy. First thing we wanna do is wash the rice. I'm using 1.5 cups of rice here. One and a half cups of brown rice. Can you show them the organic rice that I use? So I use that rice right there. I get it at Costco. It's a huge bag, and I pay like, I think it's like 12 bucks for it. It's gonna last you, oh my gosh, for months. I guess it depends on how much rice you eat. It lasts me for months. So you wanna rinse the rice off real good. And you just wanna make sure you have a pot big enough. And I just dropped some rice. We're trying to get some water out, but that's alright. So you just want to put the rice in there first. I know a lot of people that put the water on the stove, let the water boil, and then put the rice in. You don't want to do it like that. You can do it like that, but I like to do it this way. So 1.5 cups of rice, brown rice, and I do 3 cups of water, because brown rice takes a little longer to cook. And in it, all I'm gonna add is a little salt. Well, way more than that. I'm gonna put some salt in there. And gonna mix it up and turn it on. We're gonna wait for that to boil. Alright. Once that starts boiling, we're going to turn it down to simmer, and we're going to cook it for 20 minutes, because that's all this rice takes to cook. There's another brown rice you can get. It's a harder grain, and that takes probably 40 minutes, 35 to 40. This one only takes 20, because it's a light brown rice. So the grill is heating up right now. We're going to let that boil. I'm actually going to put a little olive oil from this little tiny bottle I have here in the rice. Just so the grains don't stick, just a little bit. I don't like to put too much in it. Alright, we'll let that mix there. Now, I'm going to put some salt in here, and we're going to season that, because I already have, I've had it marinating for a while, but I don't put the salt until later. Like until right before I cook it. I'm going to need more salt too. So, there we go.
Marie wants to know where you buy the rice.
The rice I get at Costco. I get the rice at Costco. The chicken I actually bought at Giant. This is an organic chicken, Nature's Promise, and they're 4-ounce pieces of chicken breast. So 4 ounces, you get around 26 grams of protein, which is pretty good. So we're gonna just mix that up. Again, that's been marinating for the last 24 hours, so that should have pretty good flavor. This here, where I ran out of salt, I'm actually going to use, let's see, I have some barbecue sauce here. I use also organic barbecue sauce, Nature's Promise. I got that at Giant as well, or Martin's, depending where you're watching from.
Spencer says, "You go, Steven."
My man Spencer. So, where's my little brush? I have this little fancy brush for the barbecue sauce, but I guess I can't find it. I'll look for it later. So we're gonna go out there, we're gonna start putting the chicken on. Don't forget about the rice, because if that boils too much, it's not gonna cook well. Alright, let's go back out here. Alright. Put this on high. Obviously I cleaned the grill before I got started here. I want to show you guys how to get some nice grill marks on the chicken as well. First, we obviously want to spray this down. We want to make sure it's nice and hot. They sell a spray where it won't like flame up and get smoky. Clearly I don't have that spray, so I'm just using this. I also get this at Costco. I almost get everything in this house at Costco. We're just going to let that oil heat up a little bit, a couple seconds here. To get those grill marks, you want to make sure the grill's as hot as possible, because as soon as you put it on, you're going to hear it sizzle. It's going to give it that nice line. To get the crosshatch grill marks on the meat, you want to turn the meat a total of 4 times. If you turn it more than that, your lines are not going to look as good as you want them to, because now they're going to be all over the place. You're never going to put the piece of meat back exactly how you did the first time. So 4 times you want to flip it total. I don't use a timer for this or anything like that. If you can't gauge when the meat is done and you have a meat thermometer for chicken, you want to cook it until it's 165 degrees internally. Alright? So let's go ahead and start putting this on the grill. So that's nice and hot. You hear that? That's exactly what you want to hear. That's what's going to get you those perfect lines. 2, 3, and I'm making 6 lunches for the week. So obviously I have 6 pieces of chicken here. This is a thick one. This one I might have to leave a little longer because it's thicker. Alright, and this here I just like to throw on top for the most part. Whatever I have left. And I poured the barbecue sauce in the other dish, and we're going to use that as well. So this is on high now. We'll put this down to medium. And we're going to let that cook for a little bit. We'll go back in. And let's check on that rice. Make sure it's not boiling and falling over yet. Alright, let's see. Alright, it's not boiling yet, but it will in a little bit. Rice takes the longest, meat takes the second longest, zucchini's quick, so we're going to prepare these last. We're going to start doing that now. Always, always sharpen your knife every single time you use it. So for this, I'm going to grill the zucchini. Also, when you hold a knife, I didn't talk about this last time, you can hold a knife from here, that's fine, and you'll cut. You'll do what you have to do. But you don't have as much control of the knife. Instead, try to hold it from here, and just grip it well, and you have way more control over the chop. So, try it.
Marie said, aren't you going to share with Jessie?
I'll cook her food later. This is not the only meal prep we're doing today. This is a whole meal prep day. So, let's check the rice. It's not boiling yet. The zucchini I'm cutting the long way. We're going to throw that in there and we're going to start seasoning it here soon. Obviously you want to wash the zucchini, which I did before we got started here. Some are thicker than others, that's alright. This one's a little weird. Let me cut a little more off of that. So we'll go the long way here. And these you can get a nice grill mark as well, if the grill's hot enough. Gotta be careful with some of these zucchinis. This one was a little weird. It's alright. I think this is boiling now. Alright, so that started boiling. We're gonna put that down to simmer, and we're gonna do 20 minutes on that. So, alright, we'll do 20 minutes. Once you cover that rice, do not take the lid off. Once you take the lid off, all the steam comes out. It messes everything up. Your rice is not going to come out the way it should. Just leave the lid on, no matter how tempting it is. Just leave the lid on. Don't touch it once it's there. So, for the zucchini, all we're going to do is put a little salt in there. We're going to put some pepper. I like coarse pepper. This is pretty coarse. Put that in there. A little bit more because I like that. I will use a little olive oil from my tiny, tiny olive oil bottle that I have here. And I'm just going to use the same spoon I did for the rice. It's not like I touched chicken with it or anything. Let's go outside and let's check this chicken. We're also going to bring the barbecue sauce. Alright, chicken's looking good. Let me go get a clean tongue. Actually going to use the same one. Oh no, it fell in there. We're going to wash these off because obviously there's raw chicken on that and you don't want to make yourself sick. So we're going to wash that off. But we're also going to get a new dish to put the chicken in.
Caitlin says this looks great.
Well, I hope it turns out great.
Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this person's name.
Well, just try it.
Clotilde?
You can just call her Joelle. She's a friend. Shout out to Joelle watching from Paris.
Oh, well, she says, okay, Chef Steven.
Shout out to Joelle in France. Man, I got international viewers. I'm looking for the thing to put barbecue sauce on the chicken. I have no idea where it went. Thank you for Jessie. She just found it. Alright.
Oh, do you want this?
Let's go turn this around. Alright, let's see if I got these grill marks like I wanted to. Let's see. Yes! There it is. It's perfect. And you get those grill marks when the grill is hot enough. If it's not hot, you're not going to see that. It has to be hot from the time it touches. So we're going to flip it over once. We're going to just put a little more barbecue sauce on that. At this point, I'm not going to cover it anymore. I don't want it to overcook. Because we're going to flip it again. Just because I want the crosshatch grill marks. Alright. So we'll leave that at that. For the grill marks, when you put the meat down the first time, you want to put the ends of the meat at about, what is that, 1 and 7? 1 and 7 o'clock. And then you just want to flip it same direction. When you do the next flip, you want to flip it in the opposite direction. So if this end is here and here, when you flip it, you want the other end to be here and here. And that's going to make that crosshatch pattern that we want. Crosshatch pattern that I want. Alright, let's keep tossing this because this is going to go on the grill next. We can probably start throwing some of these on there already, actually, since it's all on. I'll use the other side of the grill here, take advantage of the space and the time. Take that off here. Alright. Grab your zucchini, same deal. You hear that? You hear that sizzle? Again, we should get nice grill marks on this. And as far as cooking the zucchini, you can cook this as long as you want, as little as you want. You can technically eat this raw. So it just depends on how you want it. I like it a little crispy, just with the little char on it, not too much. So I don't leave it on for too long. But just enough to get those lines on it. Where does this fit? We'll put that right there. Alright. So we're getting there. This is quick. This is a quick process. It doesn't take too long. I did marinate the meat the night before. But once that's marinating, it's easy to prep the zucchini. The rice takes 20 minutes. Let's see. Let's see how we're looking here. Put this up a little bit since I left it open. Alright, we got some nice lines on that. Alright, so now we're going to flip it again. This time we're going to go this way. Can you get in here? This time we're going to flip it in the opposite direction. And we're going to put more barbecue sauce on the other side. So that's the third flip. That's 3 flips already. We got one more